Welcome back to Rodecast, guys. Hope you're doing well out there. I'm your host, Rod, as always. And in this video, we're going to be talking about another hardworking illegal alien who attempted to rape a woman, who literally chased a woman inside the house, attacked her outside, chased her inside, and then the woman was able to fortunately lock herself inside a bathroom and call the authorities to escape from this illegal alien who is apparently also an MS-13 gang member. So we're going to be looking at this story. I want to cover this because this is going to be juxtaposed to another thing that happened recently where an open borders woman tried to protect and save some illegals who are being arrested by ICE. And my point is, the most of the time white liberals, Antifa types, open borders types, they have no idea who these illegal aliens are. For all they know, these could be literal murderers and rapists that ICE is rounding up. They don't know anything. They just pull up to the scene and they try to go interrupt ICE agents from doing their job. Okay, so this is a case in point. Just because they're hardworking construction people or day laborers doesn't mean they're not violent criminals. And if you don't know, don't interrupt ICE when they're doing their job, because I guarantee you ICE knows who they're going after.
An illegal immigrant who is said to be an MS-13 gang member is accused of sexually assaulting a Mobile County woman, then following her inside her home.
This all happened Saturday morning in Wilmer. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office says Elmer Admore reached down the victim's shirt twice before she got away and called for help.
Natalie Williamson is live at Metro Jail tonight. Natalie, you spoke to the Sheriff's Office and they say he had a final order of deportation.
That's right, Cameron, and then Sergeant Lonnie Parsons with MCSO says Amador has ignored this order for several years and somehow slipped through the cracks. He says it all started when Amador went to the victim's boyfriend's house to drop off a trailer. Now you're looking at Amador right now. Parsons says the victim's boyfriend repairs heavy equipment at the house and told his girlfriend someone would be dropping something off. And once Amador got to the house,
So this guy was working construction, right? And this is one of the most famous fields for these illegals, because there's very little language requirements involved. So they don't have to learn English. They can live here and never even speak the native language of the person who we're all here because of, George Washington. He doesn't even have to speak the only language that the founding father spoke. So, you know, every single day, one of these people are here not speaking English. They're spitting on George Washington's face, as far as I'm concerned, not to mention disrespecting all the citizens of this country. Okay, in my book, anybody who doesn't speak English should be deported automatically to wherever they came from. See, any adult who doesn't speak English, gone immediately. I don't care what their excuses are. So, but nevertheless, so these are the hardworking people that the left is always trying to protect, hardworking illegals. This guy, he was a construction worker working for some contractor, most likely some white guy who thought that he can trust this Juan, but he was wrong. Juan Jose Garcia turns out to be a rapist. These are the kind of people that the left is trying to defend.
Parsons says the woman met him at the gate and showed him where to park the trailer. Moments later, investigators say Amador reached his hand down the woman's shirt and grabbed her chest. She tried to get away, but he grabbed her again. The victim was able to run inside, lock herself in the bathroom, and call for help. But Parsons tells me Amador was following right behind her.
She runs inside. Of course, she's calling us at this point. She locks herself in a bathroom. After she locks herself in the bathroom, the individual comes inside the residence and then tries to get inside the bathroom where she's at. Luckily, at that point, we had arrived on scene. We had taken him into custody. Okay. So one of the disturbing things about this was, upon doing research, we learned that he had been here for several years and he had received what they call a final order of removal, which was put forth by a immigration judge. Mm-hmm. So also during that information gathering, we had learned that he was actually an MS-13 gang member. It's incidences like this that reinforce why we do what we do. Mm-hmm.
Amador is charged with third-degree burglary and sexual misconduct. Deputies say they found him to have nearly $9,500 in cash. He's scheduled to be back in court August 4th. Live at Mobile Metro, Natalie Williamson.
All right, now let's get to what people do, specifically open borders liberals, whenever they see ICE agents rounding these disgusting criminals. This is the kind of stuff that they do, okay? And they have no idea who these men that ICE is rounding up are, but they nevertheless, they see them, they don't look white, so they automatically go and try to help these, most of the time, unfortunately, white women who don't even know that they're the number one victims of these animals that they're trying to save.
So an apparent ICE raid in Encinitas is getting a lot of attention online. So that video that went viral shows what appears to be federal agents detaining people at a Home Depot. NBC7's Kelvin Henry spoke to the woman who shot this video.
You need to stop right there. You need to stop kidnapping people off the street.
It's scary. It is scary to see.
The woman who was recording.
I agree. It is very scary to see random people like you going up and trying to stop federal officers from doing their job when you have no idea who these disgusting people are. Okay. For all she knows, this guy could be the same guy. Okay. Amador here. This could be the guy. Okay. Look at the people that they're rounding up. This one here automatically is suffering from victimhood mentality, automatically assumes that if they're Mexicans, they need help. Okay. And then she wants to be the white knight and tries to save it. This is what a white guilt looks like personified into a person. I'm sure she's a good person. I don't want to personally attack her, and I have nothing. I'll try to help her any way I can. Okay. So I have nothing against her personally, but this line of thinking that a lot of liberals and open borders people have, same thing that I had when I was a liberal. I was a big Bernie Sanders guy back in the day. Okay. Very pro immigration, at some point, even open borders, but I was wrong and she is wrong because all of our assumptions are based on victimhood mentality and automatically assuming that people like this are victims just because they're not from here and they look different from us. She assumes that the ICE agents have nefarious intent and tries to go help these people, when she has no idea what these people are. Most of them are criminals that they're arresting, have some kind of criminal record. Even if they don't, the point is they're not supposed to be in our country. They sneaked in. They have no respect whatsoever for our borders. And they think they can just sneak in because they have problems in their country. That's their excuse. I don't care what problems you have in your country. You need to go fix them and stop running away to our country. This country is for the people who built it and their descendants. Okay, you didn't build it. Your ancestors didn't build it. Therefore, you have no right to come here. And we have all the right to remove your asses when we find out that you're here illegally. And people like this, white people with bleeding hearts, are the number one problem when it comes to trying to get rid of the invaders who have come to destroy our country and our future.
The video doesn't want us to use her name out of concern for her safety. Explains the tense moments in the video that was shot on Tuesday at the Home Depot in Encinitas.
Stop! You guys are kidnapping people off the street.
As I was passing Home Depot, I saw what appeared to be two men tied up, with ICE agents.
Any one of them could have been this guy. But she assumes that they're victims. She got out of the car and tried to basically interfere with the ICE agents. If she laid a hand on them, then she would have been arrested, just like the medical team that got arrested that we talked about in our last video. I'll link that video over here if you missed it. Dora the Explorer and Juan, who got arrested. But yeah, so she looks at these guys, automatically assumes they're victims. She has no idea what their criminal histories are. Most likely all of them have one, or they crossed the border illegally, which is also a crime. Okay, they have federal violations either way. And she's trying to accost the ICE agents automatically. Her number one instinct is to go up and try to accuse them of kidnapping people. The police can't arrest anybody anymore. Okay. If the police arrest anybody on the street and some bleeding heart sees it, it's kidnapping. If they have ICE on their badges, then automatically it's kidnapping to these open borders liberals. They have lost their minds.
She says at that point she got out of her car to step in to help.
I walked up to the agents and asked what they were doing, if they were just arresting workers. I was
because construction workers can never be criminals, right?
Told that other people's criminal history is not my business. I just continue.
And he's only 100% correct. What right do you have to step into a federal investigation that ICE is conducting this way? Who do you think you are? Okay, you're lucky your fake blonde ass didn't get arrested. So shut up while you're ahead.
You filming at this point?
She says at that point she realized there were more law enforcement officers in cars nearby scanning the area. She says actions like these should concern everyone.
We have laws in our country, immigration.
Yeah, I agree. It does concern me. Okay, be idiots like you stepping into places where they don't belong to try to save criminal scum who broke into our country and committed other crimes like trying to rape women. I have a very grave concern about idiots stepping in and trying to stop law enforcers from doing their job.
Laws included that need to be complied with and lawfully and ethically enforced. But when masked, armed, unidentified gunmen are standing in the parking lot of our local shopping centers, this is not how we lawfully and ethically enforce our laws.
The Trump
Disagree, dummy. And they're wearing masks because communists like you are trying to dox them and literally kill them. Did you see the protests that happened last month? They're literally shooting at ICE officers, okay, and throwing all kinds of deadly weapons at them. They're trying to dox ICE officers online just to intimidate them from basically, leaving ICE and not doing the job. That's what they think is the right way to go. Instead of trying to help Americans to be safe from animals like this who broke into our country, your friends that you have misguidedly tried to support, they are trying to go against the police who are trying to protect us instead of trying to letting them go after these filthy criminals that are broken into the country. You are literally on the wrong side of history here, and you don't even know it. You think you're a hero fighting fascism when in reality you're an idiot, misinformed idiots who's trying to destroy their own country.
She describes the response she is receiving as the viral video continues circulating.
I've received an outpouring of support from so many people. I have also received some very threatening messages, some very terrible messages, threats to my safety, my family's safety.
Despite that, she says she will continue speaking out.
I won't be silenced. I will continue to speak up.
Well, try touching an ICE agent and then you won't be speaking up anymore. You'll be arrested. Okay. Now, I do want to say I don't support any threats against her. There's no need to do that. Okay. The point is, my only problem with her, she seems like a nice lady, and there's a problem with a lot of white people. They're way too nice. That's why this whole thing started. That's why these disgusting animals are breaking into our country to begin with, because we're not tough enough. That's the problem with white people. We have soft hearts and we let everybody in the world work us over. Okay. And that's the reason that we have all these invasions going on into our country, because we don't do what's necessary. We need automated sentries at the border to shoot anybody who tries to come into our country. Problem solved. Okay. That's how a real country who believes in law and order would do it. But even Trump is too much of a pussy to do that, which is what we need to do. Okay. You don't get to break into my house. We need to have castle doctrine, not just for our houses, but for the entire country. This is our house. This country is our house. Your country is your house. You literally live in it. Your house, your personal house, exists in the country. So you can extend castle doctrine to the entire country. And the Supreme Court needs to do that. We don't have a Supreme Court conservative enough to do that. That's what we need. Then we can shoot them at the border and we don't have to worry about this. Okay. And then stop the planes from flying in and problem solved. But that's going to take a long time. But anyways, the point is I don't have anything personal against her. Nobody should be threatening her. Okay. You are doing very stupid things, and please stop to think about the dumb things you're doing. Okay, especially when you see stories like the first story we went over, where a hardworking construction worker was also an attempted rapist. Okay, and he did actually sexually assault the woman. He just wasn't able to rape her because she was able to run away. This woman could have been in that exact situation. Most likely that one who was attacked in Alabama, most likely a white woman. Okay, just saying. Most of the time, white women are the number one victims of these illegals. But anyways, the point is these people, these open borders progressives who have, bleeding hearts and they want to help the whole world except America, they're always trying to help, but they don't even know who they're trying to help. Okay. For all she knew, those people that were being rounded up, murderers and criminals. She has no idea. She just looks at them. They look Hispanic. I got to go help them. So she's doing really dumb things. Hopefully she wakes up. If she was actually dumb enough to put her hands or her body in front of an ICE agent, she would have been arrested too. If she keeps doing this, most likely she will be arrested, like the two that were arrested before, who literally put their bodies on the line to try to protect an illegal, and he's getting deported. They're going to federal prison. Okay, they've been charged federally now. So she's flirting with federal charges is what she's doing. Here, I didn't see her breaking the law directly because she didn't put herself in the line of the arrest. So technically, I don't think it would be obstruction of justice or trying to interfere with a federal officer, which is what the other people were charged with. So here, there's a little bit, it's kind of murky. And no, it's not murky, actually. She didn't break the law here, technically. So she won't be arrested here, I doubt. But if she actually physically tries to stop an arrest, she's going to prison. Okay, the Justice Department is not playing around. They're going to charge you. Okay, so watch out. Fair warning from the beginning. Okay, I don't want to see nice ladies like this do stupid things and go to prison, but that's what you're risking when you do this. You don't even know who you're standing up for. So please find that part out before you try to break federal laws. That's all I'm asking. I don't think it's a big ask. Okay, but that's all I got to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys in my next one.